Hello, everybody. My name's Rick McCutcheon, and today on Partner Talks, I have Lee Parent from Sylogist. Lee, tell the folks who you are and what do you do at Sylogist?
Well, at Sylogist, I'm Payroll. I help enable our partner community to be able to produce payroll for everyone.
That's excellent. So let's talk a little bit more about your career journey, because payroll is a big subject, and I know you kind of work in the area of customer success, but give us a little bit about your work history and what have you done in payroll over your career?
Yeah, I didn't start to become payroll for my whole life, but over the last 30 years, I've been that. I've implemented across North America. I've helped build product. I've helped partners enhance and make unique situations happen. I've just lived that world.
So, Lee, let's talk a little bit about Sylogist as a company, because I know they have, several applications in the Microsoft world. And let's talk more about Payroll by Sylogist, the product itself.
Right. Yeah, payroll for us goes back 40 years. We've done payroll for many companies. We actually were the team that built the original Great Plains payroll, and then we shifted to Navision. In 30 years, we've been doing Navision payroll.
Okay, excellent. So this is a great experience for that product. So, your organization has really, worked with GP, worked with NAV. You're now working with Business Central. So let's talk a little bit about your product, Payroll, and how is it different from the competition?
Our product, it shipped on the product CDs. It was built to be used as part of the Navision and now Business Central world. There's really no difference between accounts payable journal, payroll journal, customer cards, vendor cards, employee cards. There's that same look and feel throughout the entire thing.
So what kind of customers really get the most out of your product?
The customers, I have a story for that. I want to take a minute with you because I'm a board gamer, okay? So most systems out there, they're like a crossword puzzle, all right? As long as you 5 down, 3 across, then it works for you. But then reality hits and you got to find a 4-letter word now and the whole thing breaks. Then you're stuck, manual effort, spreadsheets, everything else. Ours is like a Scrabble board, where as long as you can define the need, you can take your 5 tiles that make a word and you can find a place to put it on there. That's what differentiates us. That's what makes us unique. We handle complex wonderfully.
So if I have a simple 3-letter word, I can lay that on the board, or we can go for a 7-tile word with triple scores in it, is what you're telling me.
That's right.
Okay, excellent. So let's talk a little bit about, what's in your product and what's coming out new for 2026.
All right. What's in our product is that we have a payroll that is unbeatable by any. We also have HR tools that help to power, but the focus coming up here in the years is that everyone knows that payroll should just work. Everyone should get a paycheck. It's the employee services, empowering employees to be able to get the information they need and to help the company manage them. And then the employer's ability to quickly review and interact with their employee to keep the payroll labor costs low and just being able to work and succeed as a company.
Right. So what's some of the functionality, Lee, that makes your product special?
Because we're embedded inside of Business Central, going from payroll to finance to projects and resource tracking to being able to do benefits and unions and multi-rates and multi-states, the more complex it is, the more effective we are and the more advantages we give. If you have your finance team and they're using special reporting tools for their Business Central or Power BI or any of those sorts, then because they're using it, payroll's part of that world, they can make use of all of that too.
So Lee, you're part of the partner success team, which is very important to Sylogist because it's the partners that really take your payroll product to market. So what does your team do to work with partners to make sure they're successful?
Well, it starts with a partner that says, we want to do payroll. At that point, then I'm just there to help enable. I mentor, right? As they go through their first setup, right? Training their staff, training their salespeople, training their development staff, whatever they want to do to it, because it's part of Business Central and there's a huge amount of flexibility there, just enabling them to succeed. right? There's always a trip fall where you can find something that you haven't experienced before. And I'm there just to give them that extra bit of knowledge so that they succeed in spite of things that might happen to a new user.
So if I'm a Business Central partner and I haven't really sold a lot of payroll, you have a team that can help me actually with the opportunity, talking to the customer, closing the business, and implementing my first project?
That's right. And then we'll throw in a learning management system so you can train in 5-7 minute videos.
Excellent. Very, very good. So we're halfway through 2026 now, and products are changing very quickly. And I know you still have a lot of customers on GP. So let's talk a little bit about how Sylogist can help migrate those GP customers to Business Central without feeling too much pressure.
With Great Plains, they have that embedded payroll in them right now. They know the advantages of having that available. With Business Central, there is no payroll directly linked into it if we were that payroll. So by loading us back into their system, they regain that power to work with the rest of theirs.
And that would be a system that they were familiar with already.
That would be.
Okay.
Right. When we talk about AI, then yes, as any product house, right, we're an ISV. We always start with our own staff, using it to enhance our production and our development environment so that we can get solutions faster to our customer base. That's the start. Past that, then I like to call it the flipping the script. That's the most power I see in AI right now. That traditionally, you're trying to implement someone, I have data to save, I have reports that I want to run. But with AI, you start by asking questions. AI is asked a question, this is what I want to do. And because you know that question, it's going to give you possible solutions. So AI lets them get to solutions, not to break out of what they're doing right now and how they're doing it, but how they could be doing it. And I love that about AI.
So we know, Lee, that partners are important for you because that's what you do. You're the partner success manager. So if a partner's interested in working with Sylogist, what should they do?
Right. Yes, if that's all we need is if they're willing to work with us. If they have any staff that at all has any kind of understanding of payroll has regulations, right? There's a standard to it. There's a certain process. So you can't go from one customer to the next and not have things that are going to repeat. So as long as a partner is saying, yes, I want to do payroll, and as long as a partner can succeed once and then just replicate that success again and again and again, then they're going to have an amazing time with our payroll product.
So, with the GP product, it's a heavy product for North America, and, Business Central is growing at a mind-boggling pace in North America. So your payroll solutions can be used both in Canada and the United States?
Yes, it can. We have the starting templates that give you everything you need for either country. We provide all the tax updates they need to be able to continuously process and not run into any stumbling blocks.
So Lee, I was in the Sylogist booth at Directions North America, and your team was busy there. We've got North America Summit coming up in October. Will your team be at that conference?
Yes, we will. We love going to Summit. We love going to Directions. We do a smattering of other places, but there's an events calendar on our website if you want to track down our salespeople.
Okay, excellent. Well, Lee, thank you very much for coming on Partner Talks. I'm sure we'll be back to talk to you in the near future, but do you have any closing comments for our partners out there?
I would leave you with that paying people is a side effect of payroll. What you really want is to empower the company to be able to take that payroll information and help it make decisions to succeed. That's the goal.
Okay, excellent. Well, thanks, Lee, for coming on our show today. I'm sure we'll be seeing the Sylogist team at some of the upcoming shows this fall. And if people want to reach out to you, I'm sure they can get a hold of you on LinkedIn or through the Sylogist website.
Yes, they can.
So have a great day and bye for now.
All right. Thank you, Rick.